And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Up first, some warnings and advisories to look at. Blizzard warning for tonight for the western Arctic coast. Therefore, whiteout conditions with winds gusting to 55 miles an hour up in that area. Then winter weather advisories here for the west central interior for moderate amounts of snow with winds and blowing snow creating visibilities down to less than half a mile at times. That same thing going on there, Golovin over toward Nome, on up to the Bering Strait coast and wrapping around to the Shishmaref area. Winter weather advisories here for the Alaska Range for snow and blowing snow and strong winds gusting as high as 65 miles per hour. Heavy snow warning out for the Copper River Basin for heavy snow, especially in toward Thompson Pass, and a winter weather advisory for snow for the Susitna Valley for moderate amounts of snow tonight into early Thursday. Satellite imagery here showing one system moving off and to the north and to the east and weakening here after bringing a significant amount of rain to the northeastern North Gulf Coast areas, actually the entire North Gulf Coast, but the heaviest over toward Yakutat, picking up about an inch today. That tapering off now. Drier conditions as you head down the Panhandle, some clearing down over the southern areas. And the next system moving very rapidly here across the Bering Sea, already pushing in across the southwest coast. New low developing in this area will move right up into the western Susitna Valley tonight. A lot of cold air here. Heavy snow showers moving into the Pribilof, St. Paul and St. George, central Aleutians back out toward Shemya, where they had winds gusting as high as 70 miles per hour with 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts across the remainder of the Aleutians as well as the Pribilof Islands during the day today. You can see that front lifting northward there, that already bringing moderate amounts of snow and blowing snow to the Seward Peninsula with snow pushing into the southwest interior. On the chart, here's the position of the front about midday today, right along the coastline there, with strong southeast winds here in advance of that and breezy conditions, still gusting over 40 miles an hour over the Pribilofs, even in the slacker gradient out here. But the winds, again, pretty strong over the western Aleutians, gusting anywhere from 50 to 70 miles an hour out in that area. And gusty winds with snow or rain and snow mix for the Alaska Peninsula, pushing in toward Kodiak today. And areas of south central Alaska, this system pretty much weakening as it moves eastward here and northward, again bringing the snow and blowing snow to the Arctic coast and southern Panhandle under high pressure. Seeing some sunshine this afternoon. And not much change down that way tonight, maybe a few more clouds. Warm front brings some moisture into the northern Panhandle. Gusty winds, possibly gusting over 50 miles an hour here ahead of this front as it moves in to western Cook Inlet and the Susitna Valley areas there, with rain and snow becoming heavy at times for the North Gulf Coast. And then lighter winds and more showery conditions with mostly snow after midnight here for south central Alaska. And that band of snow with the front pushing into the northern and northwest interior tonight. Better conditions following in late tonight behind that front. You can see lighter winds, areas of light snow or snow showers. And then that next trough that is over the western Aleutians today, rotating eastward there, bringing strong winds and snow showers into Adak and Atka, with snow showers extending all the way up into Bristol Bay. And then for tomorrow, this low continues to weaken and drift to the north, and that's going to continue to send surges of moisture, another trough here bringing another increase in the wind and snow into the southwest coast on up to the Seward Peninsula there, and still some snow and blowing snow along the western Arctic coast tomorrow, but much better conditions off to the east, and some snow along and south of the Brooks Range into the upper Yukon Valley areas and down toward Eagle. As this system pulls off to the east, the morning snow will become showers by midday, tapering off in the afternoon here over south central Alaska and the Copper River Basin, drying out over the Kuskokwim Valley, and still snow showers, but the winds not nearly as strong over the Aleutians, and this front pushing wind, rain, and snow into the Panhandle there with strongest winds, heaviest precipitation up over the northern areas. And then for the Friday outlook, that system moves off. Still a weak trough, keeps it showery over the southeast coast, but winds pretty light there. And backing up to tomorrow, you can see this system here tracks right up to the northeast there, bringing another round of rain and snow into Kodiak Island, but not much of a wind producer with it. It's a much weaker system than the one coming into the Bering Sea today. And that'll bring an increased chance of some light snow up to the North Gulf Coast area, Prince William Sound, southern Seward Peninsula, southern Kenai Peninsula. Southern Seward Peninsula will see periods of light snow with that low center drifting in, continues to weaken. Widespread area light snow over the western interior here south of the Kobuk Valley, otherwise clearing around Kotzebue, Noatak, as well as the Arctic coast. Some light snow lingering over the eastern Brooks Range and North Slope areas. And out to the west, not too bad. Pretty good break here for the Pribilofs down to the eastern Aleutians. And it looks like some more snow showers blowing in from the west there from Kamchatka Peninsula all the way into about Adak and maybe Atka. Lows for tonight in the upper 20s for the central Aleutians, mid-20s out to the west, upper 20s for the Pribilofs, mid-teens St. Lawrence Island, and in the 20s to lower 30s across southern Alaska, and in the 15 to 25 degree range there in the Tanana Valley, below zero for the North Slope, actually the Brooks Range out to the Arctic coast, 30s to near 40 for the southeast coast. Highs for tomorrow, 45 to 50. Southern Panhandle, lower 40s to the north to about Yakutat. Otherwise highs, a little cooler tomorrow, lower to mid 30s here for south central Alaska. Still near 40 for Kodiak Island, 30s for the Bristol Bay Area, Alaska Peninsula, mid 30s for the Aleutians. Below zero north of the Brooks Range to the Arctic coast. And lows with some clearing and cooler temperatures. Back down into the teens for the Susitna Valley, but still in the lower to mid-20s for the Kenai Peninsula area, and falling down to near zero in the Copper River Basin, staying in the 30s for the southeast coast, and teens and 20s here over the southwest part of the state, 20s to lower 30s for the Aleutians. That'll be followed by highs anywhere from 0 to 10 for the Brooks Range, and 5 to 15 below for the Arctic coast and North Slope. In the interior, mostly highs in the 20s and lower 30s now. Shade cooler here for south central Alaska, but Homer and Kodiak upper 30s northern Panhandle with mid 40s down to the south.